The Republican National Convention is less than a month away, and we still don't know where President Donald Trump will give his acceptance speech as the Republican nominee. The RNC was originally set in Charlotte, but it moved to Jacksonville, Florida, when Governor Roy Cooper could not promise a convention at full capacity. And then the president canceled the event in Jacksonville over coronavirus concerns. The president's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, joins me now live. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. I'd like to start with the RNC and where things stand with the president's acceptance speech. Can you tell us, will it happen here in Charlotte?
Well, we don't have anything yet to release officially on where the president will be giving his acceptance speech, but the official business of the convention will still happen and go ahead in Charlotte. And I'll tell you, as a native North Carolinian, I was so excited about the convention being held in Charlotte. We were so sad whenever it left the state. Obviously, for many reasons, one of those being that local businesses, we were hoping to have a big influx of money and people there for all of them, and the loss is really sad. But you will hear an acceptance speech from the president. Again, we don't have anything to release at this time, but it's going to be great. And look, the most important thing is that we will renominate President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence so that we can head towards the November 3rd election.
And speaking of Election Day, as we get closer, North Carolina, as you know, is an important swing state, but many recent polls are showing that President Trump may be trailing Joe Biden here. How concerned is your family and the president about that?
Well, obviously, again, North Carolina is a very important state to me. I worked very, very hard there in 2016, and we did win North Carolina for President Donald Trump in 2016. We have every intention of doing that now. And, you know, I'll also refer people to polling from 2016 that said even the day before the election in 2016, Donald Trump had no shot at victory. Hillary Clinton was going to be our president. So I always say, look, the polls don't accurately reflect the way that I think people really feel about this president. We'll be there on the ground in North Carolina working hard all the way up until Election Day. You've seen the president has visited this week. The vice president is there today. It's a very important state, and we plan to work very hard for every single vote.
And specifically when it comes to the female vote, Joe Biden just recently launched a Women for Biden campaign, a big push from his camp. Do you think that female voters are going to support Donald Trump here in North Carolina? And if so, why?
Oh, I absolutely think that women are going to support Donald Trump, not just in North Carolina, but all over this country. You know, people have consistently talked about Donald Trump and women. And a statistic that I like to share with people is that in 2016, about a quarter of the fundraising that we had at the Trump campaign came from women. In 2019 and 2020, over half of our fundraising comes from women in this country. So maybe they're not talking to pollsters, maybe they're not posting on social media, but at the end of the day, they want to know that they have an economy that works for them. And guess who gave that to them? President Donald Trump, with the lowest female unemployment in over 70 years in this country, prior, of course, to the coronavirus artificial interruption. I think women want to know, I'm a mom myself, that our country is safe. President Donald Trump has always been and has stood up for law enforcement, has been the law and order president, has always wanted to make sure that people in this country feel safe and secure. And you contrast that with what you see sadly happening in most of these cities across the country run by Democrats. I mean, it's very frightening, I think, to see the lawlessness, the anarchy, the fact that a lot of these mayors won't even uphold the law in their cities. Donald Trump has said, I have federal authorities ready to come in, ready to keep people safe. But again, these mayors have to ask for that. So whenever you're going to a voting booth and you're thinking, who is best for the economy? Who's best for my kids' future? Who is best to keep us safe? It is President Donald J. Trump. And sadly, when Joe Biden does come out of his basement and make an appearance, sometimes he doesn't make a whole lot of sense to people. But I know he's vying for the women's vote. We aren't going to fall for it, folks. I think women can very clearly see who's standing up and standing strong for them. It's President Donald Trump.
Well, Lara Trump, we do appreciate your time this afternoon, and we'll certainly be following as we get closer to Election Day in November. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.